Hi, this is Tanseer with Inventory. Today we're looking at Arturia's Keystep. This is a portable MIDI keyboard slash sequencer. It has 32 mini keys that have velocity and aftertouch. They have capacitive pitch and mod strips next to it. They have really cool connectivity, direct CV MIDI gate outputs that work in standalone as well, plus a very cool polyphonic sequencer and arpeggiator on board. So this portable package has a lot of functionality packed into it. Let's take a closer look at all its functions and see how it performs. So let's start with the most important aspect, which is of course the keys itself. These are 32 slim keys, as Arturia call it. So these aren't your typical full-size keys, these aren't mini keys either. These are somewhere in between. And I have fairly big hands, and even for me, I can play them pretty comfortably. Now I can tell you the feel is really, really good. Extremely responsive. The touch is nice and quick. It doesn't feel squishy like some of the other keyboards in this price range. It really feels like a professional keyboard. Now these keys have velocity, of course, and they have aftertouch. So those are really nice for expressive playing. The other thing that the keyboard has supporting it are of course the pitch and mod. These are capacitive touch strips. Let's see how they respond. So as you can see, they respond really quickly and really accurately. So you can do nice bends really quickly and they respond pretty well. The mod wheel is the mod touch strip as well, rather, which does the function of the mod wheel. So even the mod wheel is really responsive. So great feeling keyboard, velocity and aftertouch combined by very responsive pitch and mod strip make this a real joy to play. So let's come to the fun stuff, which is of course the sequencer that's built right in. Now we have two modes here. One is the sequencer and one is the arpeggiator. So I'm going to turn this into arpeggiator. We currently have it synced up to Ableton Live via just USB. And the sync for the Keystep is being sent from the computer. So if I play some notes now, you're not going to hear the arpeggiator because we haven't started the inbuilt sequencer for it. So once I have that playing, it automatically syncs to the tempo of Ableton Live from where it's receiving the signal now. So when I hold some notes down, so we have an arpeggiated sequence. Now we have 8 different styles of playing, and I can also hold the arpeggiator. So for the purpose of this demo, I'm going to use the hold function, which is really handy. So I'm just going to do that. So as you can see, the arpeggiator also responds to velocity. So now while I have this basic pattern running, I can try out the 8 different types of, or rather 8 different patterns for the arpeggiator. So let's say we like this one. Now I can of course change the rate. I can even change the rate jumping from one to another by holding down shift, so it doesn't change for the in-between ones. So check this out. So it's nice on the fly when you want to change it. The other cool thing that you can do is you can create a rather complex arpeggiator by just holding a bunch of notes using the hold function and then adding to it. Let me show you how. So let's press the hold button and start off. So fire off a pattern here, and so I've got like a basic chord here. I can change the octaves and add more notes. So pretty cool, right? So we have this arpeggiated sequence running. Now while we have the sequence running, what are the other things that we can do? I can change the gate length of the notes. And of course the swing. So this is pretty cool. Check this out. here is pretty cool. So basically you hold down shift, and what's indicated on top, this shows you what the shift button does. So while holding shift, I can change the channel for the arpeggiated notes. I can decide to send the notes to any of the 16 channels, and I can also record these notes that are being sent out into Ableton Live if I so wish. And of course here I can adjust the gate lengths and the swing. So the shift function really adds a lot more stuff that you can do. So as you can see, it's easy to kind of add a lot of notes and get some complex patterns, and I can still change the order here. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. So the Arpeggiator really allows you to get creative with some of your chords and add multi-octave arpeggiators as well, and then play with the patterns and record them as MIDI notes inside your sequencer if you so wish. So the sequencer on the Keystep is a polyphonic one, which means it can record more than one note per step. So let's just fire it off, and you have 8 slots here to load 8 sequences on the unit at any point in time. Right now we're playing the first one, and as you can hear, this particular sequence has some individual notes and chords as well per step, so you can hear the polyphonic sequencer in action. You can change the sequence as such. It waits till the end of the sequence to change. So now let's say we want to record a sequence of our own. I've moved it to the 8th slot. I hit record. I just play a few notes and I play back. And straight away we have a sequence going. Let me adjust the gate here. As you can see, I'm adjusting the gate directly from here. So these the gate functions work on the sequencer mode as well. In fact, I can even adjust the swing. So let's keep it at 50% for now. I can hold shift and record again, and now I'm in append mode. In this mode, I can add notes on top of the sequence. So let's say I don't like that. I clear those last 2 notes. I want to add another note, another octave. I don't like that last note. So it's easy to build up some nice sequences on the fly. So while I'm playing them, it quantizes it to the closest step. So you're always in time playing along with the rest of the sync clock, whether it is through USB or through any external device as well. So while the device is playing, I have some additional options here. Let me take off the last note and make it a simpler pattern. So let's say we've got this basic pattern going. I move it into transpose mode, and now I can transpose my pattern on the fly. The other option I have while holding shift is turning this into keyboard play mode. Now I can play on top of this sequence. Now let me pause for a second here and explain what happened. So while the sequencer was running internally and triggering notes, I was playing on top of it on the same instrument. Now the way this was designed was, assume that we have the sequencer triggering something on the CV gate out, another instrument on the CV and gate out. Now you can use the MIDI output to control another instrument, and you can see here MIDI keyboard MIDI channel. By holding shift, you can select any one of the 16 channels to on the fly control any other instrument from the keyboard. So while the sequencer is sequencing something else, the keys could actually be playing another instrument through MIDI, which you can assign here. So that's a really cool functionality that they've built right in. And of course, while the sequence is playing, I can change the rate as well. Another really cool function of the sequencer is the chord mode. Basically, you can assign multiple notes to one key. So the way you do that is by holding shift and then hold, and now we're in chord record mode. So let's just say we have that. Now when I play this back, instant house chords. So it's a lot of fun to layer a bunch of notes on one key and then transpose them real time. So that's an additional function built into the sequencer. You can also add rest ties per step. So you can make up to 64 steps and have a fairly complex sequence recorded right into this. So a lot of well thought through functionality, from being able to use the keyboard while the sequencer is playing to controlling the gate swing, all of this stuff, giving real-time control makes it a lot of fun. Also remember that if you're using it with the DAW, you can also record the sequence, including the gate lengths and the swing, into your DAW if you want to further edit that along with the rest of your project. So it gives you all the functionality you need and a ton of inspiration on the fly. Another aspect is the MIDI Control Center application. This works on your Mac or PC. It allows you to save and recall presets to and from the Keystep. You can even edit the presets on your PC or Mac if you so wish. So that gives you additional functionality and flexibility. So all in all, we have an extremely strong package, especially for a compact MIDI keyboard and especially for one at this price point. We have great feeling keys that have velocity and aftertouch, which is rare for products in this price range. We have fantastic connectivity with direct MIDI CV gate output. So this works with any setup that you may have, whether you are in the studio using it to trigger VST instruments, or even work on your iPad to control your iPad synths, or if you're working with vintage hardware synths, drum machines. The Keystep has you covered in all of these scenarios. And we haven't seen any other product in this price range give you this kind of connectivity in a standalone package as this does. So that's a huge attraction for the Keystep. Add to that the icing on the cake, which is the really fun and inspiring polyphonic sequencer and arpeggiator. And as a whole, you have a package that's extremely strong and extremely useful in any kind of scenario. We've been having a blast with it in the studio, and we think you will as well. Thanks for watching.